The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us today. Well, I guess it's good afternoon for those of you on the East Coast, and good evening for Steve, who is joining us again today. So yes, thank you so much for joining us for our webinar today. This is the second part in our series, Know Your Numbers. Today we're going to be talking about future appointments. Hosted by myself. I'm Angel Gonzalez from Shortcuts, and Steve Hilliard from Steve Hilliard Coaching. Next week we are covering client retention, so join us next week as well. But yeah, so today we're going to talk about future appointments. As always, just a little bit of housekeeping. So the webinar will be about 20 minutes today. We'll hang out if you guys have questions at the end, and please feel free to ask questions during as well. Also, make sure your microphone's on so you can, or sorry, my microphone is on, you guys are muted. Just make sure your speakers are on so that you can hear. All right, so hopefully everybody's all set up. Okay, so just a little bit of an agenda today. We'll do a short introduction to Steve again if you didn't join us last week. We'll do just a quick poll again. And today we're just talking about future appointments, basically why we should measure that, and then how we would do that in Shortcuts. We'll talk quickly about our current promotions as well. All right, so again, Steve, thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to go ahead and hand over to you. Just give us a short introduction again, please.
Thank you, Angel. Hi, everybody. My name's Steve Hilliard, and I'm a salon business coach and mentor for the hair and beauty salons. I'm still a salon owner. I've got 2 successful salons, which I've had now for 25 years. I don't actually work within them. They work without me now, so I've moved away from the salon floor, and they run successfully without me. I'm also an author of a book called Do Something Different in Your Salon Today, which is all about salon business, so you are welcome to purchase that. And I'm a motivational speaker for the industry as well. Basically, my areas, I specialize in helping salon owners finally to get off the salon floor in a way that doesn't cost them money. Then I show them how to use that extra time they've created to measure their business properly, motivate the staff so they can understand their numbers and make the profit they've always deserved. Thanks, Angel.
All right, so just a quick poll here. Oh. Trying to launch this poll. It doesn't look like that wants to let me do that. So I'll just have you guys send me the answer to the question here. So I just wanted to ask if you guys currently have a method of measuring your future income. So it's just, you know, yes or no. So if you, I'll give everybody a minute to just use the chat section and send that to me. I just want to kind of get an idea if this is something that the salon owners on this call are looking at. Okay. Looks like maybe about 50-50. Some are, some aren't. Okay, so I'm going to pass back to Steve, and we're going to look at some things, some different numbers that potentially you should, if you're not, be looking at.
Thanks, Angel. So your expected income for your business this week and next week. I've not met a salon owner, I've been coaching now for 5 years, I've not met a salon owner that actually knows what's coming in next week. one of the little tests and little nuggets I give to my coaching clients is that write out a little Excel spreadsheet and then future appointments every day. So every day that you're actually salon is open, write what the value of future appointments are. And then once you've finished the day and you've done your trading summary and you've cashed up, add to that what you took, and you can see whether people have cancelled, how big the day's been. So if your team have been upselling or you've had more walk-ins, you can see the growth. And what I would do is project. So if we were doing this week, so this week is Monday the 11th until the 17th. So we would do the projection for each day and total that up and have a running total. And then I would look at the following week from the 18th to the 24th or whatever, how long your salon is open, and project the total income, not per day, total income of that week, and then project the week after. So at the beginning of this week, you've actually got 3 weeks worth of projections, because that will, and the value of future appointments, which is a fantastic, totally not utilized within the industry. You can use this to project who is busy and who's not. Now, we don't like discounting, no salon should be discounting, but you can look at value added promotions. So there are ways to do bundles, or if you've got a rising star that's just graduated, maybe they might need a little bit of support or whatever. So it's really important that you look at your projection. So your star's projected appointment value for that week as well, so you know exactly what each member of staff is. And then look at the month. Now, last week we discussed about knowing your numbers and understanding what your break even is. Really important to know your break even. Break even for the month, then split it down to a week, and then split it down to the day, and then split it down to the hour. So find out what hour you hit your break even for the week. So you can do this with the value of future appointments. You can find out what's coming in. You know what your break even will be, and it's a really good way to attach both of those together using those 2 reports to get out a lot of data from the report system to give you where you are. Because unfortunately, when I meet people, they don't even know their break even, they don't know where they are, they don't know their numbers, and it's horrible. So, you know, salon owners don't enjoy the whole number. But any business, it doesn't matter what you're doing in your business, you need to know whether you're a hair salon or a builder or an electrician or a solicitor, you need to know where your numbers are. So it's really a vital point. Your team's individual productivity percentage. That was a little bit we talked about last week. That's from the performance summary extended, but you can use the value of future appointments to see how much productivity is going on. So what percentage of their week is taken up. So it will tell you maybe 70% is taken up and the value of they've got left is 30%. So they've got a 30% white space, so you could look at doing something like that. And your team salons rebookings, absolutely vital. I would suggest that you target every single stylist, therapist within your salon at 50% minimum over a month. So you track that on a weekly basis. And if they hit 50% or more, you can afford to pay them a bonus. That bonus would depend on where you are as a salon. We pay a £50, so 50 UK pounds every month that a team member hits that. And the reason why we can afford to do that is they've got half of their clients rebooked in 6 weeks time. So I know when they come in 6 weeks time, they're halfway to hit their target, which is better, because any salon owner wants their stylist to hit their target and go over, as long as your commission structure is correct, because then you know they're making the salon the money. Thanks, Angel.
Yep. Yeah, Steve, I added, the productivity and the salon, the rebooking to this, because even though it's not, 100% in the value of future appointments, it obviously ties into, how booked are they, and obviously the rebooking. If we're looking at staff rebooking and rewarding them for things like this, then the value future appointments report is going to start looking better for us over time, right?
Definitely, 100%. Totally agree.
All right. And then, Steve, give us a little bit around why we need to make sure we do that. I know you talked already a little bit, but we've got some items here. So talk through these for us,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah, no worries, thanks. This is the best way to estimate incoming cash flow, sorry. So I go back to what I said at the beginning. There's not many salon owners I've come across that know where they are. They don't know what's coming in. And again, let's not go over what we just talked about again, but again, your break even is so important to you. In the UK, we definitely know that clients are stretching appointments. Now, I've been in this industry 36 years, and I've been telling my clients when I was on the floor that they need to rebook within 4 or 6 weeks, depending on the hair length. Now, we all know in the UK, we were shut up for 16 weeks in one stretch. So clients know, actually, I don't need to come back in 6 weeks. So that affects the cash flow of any business. But I think I shared last week, in September of last year, we saw 31 clients less, but we turned over £2,000 extra because my team were really good at upselling. So we saw less clients, bigger average bill. So that helps my cash flow. That immediately stimulates my cash flow. So I know what I need to get to for a month before we start breaking even. So immediately identifying who is busy for that time period. Again, this report, Value of Future Appointments, will tell that. And obviously the report we used last week, the Performance Summary Extended, will give you a spot on percentage of exactly who needs support. And then it goes back to, are your stylists that you've got working for you, are they productive enough to keep them? And that's difficult because you're looking at people and you're looking, actually, I really like Sally, but you know what? Sally's not only bringing in 50%. That's not enough to get her over the line. They need to be bringing in 65 to 75% minimum, really, to start making you money and start pushing forward. So if Sally continues at 50%, do we need her? Unfortunately, we don't. So then you've got to look a way of exiting that person out, put them on performance related, as well as identify who is not busy and potential needs promoting, not sitting around waiting for the busy bus. Great little analogy there. But so what you do is you look at who is busy over a period of 3 months. And if they're hitting over 85% productivity, they need promoting. They need to be pushed up to the next level, create another level, or increase their prices by a minimum of $5 between each service. So each level of service has to have at least a £5 difference. So we've got 5 levels in our salons, and then the team can move up to whatever level if they hit those magic numbers. You can track this daily, weekly, for any time period, current, future, or past. Totally agree. If you're not tracking, I still track. Now, bearing in mind, I'm not involved internally with my business anymore. I still track all of my team. I still do my appraisals with my team. So I appraise them every 3 months and we look at their numbers. But I track them on a weekly, daily, and on a monthly time period, because I need to know where they are. I have a wonderful lady called Tracy, who's my number 2, who looks after both my salons, and then she will track them too, and then she'll have little 5-minute meetings with them to give them a little bit of a G up, put them in the right direction. If their retail is looking a bit slow, to give them a little bit of energy to get the retail back up. If their rebookings are dropping off, they need to be at 50% to hit their £50 bonus. So that's the way we roll in the salon. It's worked for years and years, and then I teach this to salons across the UK. I've worked with some people in Dubai, I've worked with some people in the States as well. So it just opens up your mind to actually a completely different way of analysing your business. Thanks, Angel.
Thank you so much, Steve. All right. So I just want to take a few minutes to talk about the report that we've been talking about, which is the Value of Future Appointments. It's a report that, like we said, you can run it for today, you can run it for the entire week, you can run it for the month, you can run it for past, future, etc. Basically, it will show us each staff member, the percentage that they're booked, and then the value of those bookings. So, like Steve said, you can quickly see who's busy, who isn't, who do I potentially need to promote, or, that no sitting around waiting for the busy bus. That was mine. Um, but yeah,
Love that.
what, what do we need to get them to do to fill those gaps or that white space? Also, you guys, like Steve said, we can run this for a time period, a quarter. So it's going to paint a picture for you over time as well for these staff members that potentially we actually don't need to keep on.
Angel, could I just ask, I mentioned about in the UK, we're definitely seeing salons, it's on all the forums. Are you seeing in America, are you seeing clients stretching their appointments between
Yes,
visits?
yeah.
Yeah.
I would say absolutely. And for the reason that you said, well, first of all, we're seeing more services, obviously, like balayage and things like that, which
Yeah.
obviously allow the customer to stretch their appointments out
Yeah.
anyways. And then, we all went through the lockdown and being closed for COVID, and people actually realized, as you said, oh, I actually don't need to come back in 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think they are stretching them out more. And I think there's still people that are being cautious about being out as well, and still some restrictions. So yeah, we're
Yeah.
definitely seeing them
It's been
stretch
the same.
out. And
Okay,
yeah,
cool. Just
yeah,
quickly for the guys that are listening, what I just started coaching since I come back we went back on the 12th of April. I'm starting to coach people to look at their average bill. So actually, salon owners should not be looking at white space. White space, forget about it. You have to forget about your white space, because that's going to appear organically because of the nature of that. You either get more clients, which is harder, but actually get more out of your clients that you're seeing. So have a look in 2019 and have a look where your average bill was. And hopefully, if your team are upselling, you will be seeing growth on their average bill. I was with a client online today on a Zoom call, and she's increased her average bill by £12 from May 21 until July. So she's got a big increase
that's
in
amazing.
her average bill. Yeah, a bigger, because I've taught her team, or her, and then she's been coaching her team to increase the product sales, whether it's Olaplex or retail or shampoo, conditioner, whatever, general £10 hair treatments on top of a cut and finish or a cut and blow dry.
Yep.
Is adding on to each particular service. So that's something that you guys can look at, is stop looking at white space, because it will be there. Look at your average bill growth.
Yep, I think that's great advice. One of my favorite ways to motivate staff is, not to give them, oh, you need to hit $2,000 a week or whatever, but to have them focus on that average ticket and ask them
Yes.
to add $5 onto their average ticket, and it's so much easier for them to grasp.
It's a really good for front of house. So I don't know what you call it over there. We don't like calling them receptionists. Front of house. It's a really good way to encourage a front of house to get a bonus per month by increasing the average bill, because it's really hard to bonus a front of house. They can do retail numbers, but if you actually target them on average bill growth and then give them a bonus, like a bronze, silver, or gold bonus, that's a really good way of adding it as well.
Yep, awesome. Quickly, you guys, I just wanted to give some detail about what's actually on this report. I know I'm showing you a snapshot, but here's all the details are actually on the report. So the percentage of appointments, total value of booked appointments, so the total sell price. So this means that it's showing based upon that person, stylist, barber, etc., what their level is and what their pricing is. So if we change the service when they come in, or we upsell them because we add on, some foils or a conditioning treatment, those can obviously go up as well. It'll show the total, so the total value of future appointments within the given date range for all employees. So it gives you per staff and then for the store. and then it'll give you the value of booked appointments per month. So if you run it for a quarter, it's going to break that down per month as well for you. Okay. And then here's just a sample of that report. Okay, you guys, all these reports that I'm pulling, well, the one I pulled last week and then this one today, a lot of our reports are available in the Learning Center under the report section, under Understanding Reports. And you can pull up these report flyers, and it gives you a definition of the report, and then it gives you each section, and it gives you a definition of that section. So the information I showed you on the previous slide is literally just pulled from the report flyer. So these are really useful. So for those of you that are current Shortcuts users, I know that sometimes we avoid reports because we don't necessarily know exactly what we're looking at when we look at them. So you can use the report flyers to look at that. And for those of you that are going to sign up for Shortcuts, this is an example of what some of our reports look like, and the data and information that's available to you. Okay, awesome. All right, you guys. So quickly, again, just to talk about our current promotions. So during the month of July, if you sign up for Shortcuts, you get free setup. So that's a savings of up to $995. If you're in Canada, it's $1,115 setup. So free setup. And then you obviously have the option to set up integrated payments when you sign up with us as well. And right now, Global Payments Integrated is offering a free terminal when you sign up during the month of July as well. So exciting promotions that we have available. You guys, next week, like I said, we're going to talk about client retention. Again, the importance of client retention and why we need to measure these types of things. You might be seeing a pattern here, right? We're really just talking about staff and employee performance and measuring those kinds of things. So this is another way that we're going to look at who do we need, who do we not need, who's performing, who isn't. So we'll take a look at that next week. Okay, and now if anybody has any questions, Steve and I will stay on for a few minutes and answer any questions. Hopefully everything that we've covered today was pretty clear and you guys are, have the wheels spinning and thinking about what we're going to go back to our salons and do this week and later this month, and some of the things we're going to start to measure.
Hey George, can I add a couple of bits to what you just said?
Absolutely.
Okay? Cool. I didn't say in my intro, I've been with Shortcuts for 20 years, and there's a reason for that. It's because of the reporting system. And I coach so many different salons and have coached hundreds of salons over the last 5 years. And I have to say, the reporting system and the data that you can get out of Shortcuts is so much easier than any other software out there. So those people that maybe are thinking about dipping their toe in the water, I would seriously, and you need to know your numbers, unfortunately, and I know salon owners find that a little bit scary, and it's a bit realism. And next week we're going to talk about, like Angel said, about looking at your retention of your team, which obviously comes back to performance. Knowing your numbers and going to reports. The report last week, unbelievable. Performance Summary Extended is just, there's so much data on there. There's about five to eight different KPIs you can use, key performance indicators, for your stylist and your salon as well. Value for each appointments, one report, and then client retention is one report. But most software that I've looked at, you have to pull a lot of reports to get to the information that you need. And I'm not here to sell. I'm not here because I'm here because I love the system and I love the company and I love what they're trying to do and the way the reporting works, because it has to be easy for salon owners to get that data. I just wanted to add that in, Angel.
Thank you. Yeah, you know, like I said, that report that we talked about last week, the performance summary extended, it is an amazing report. It just has a ton of data on it. So, yes, it's you can get everything you need from a single report, basically. Okay, well, it doesn't look like we had any questions here. So I obviously you guys have the opportunity to follow up with us after the fact, because I know sometimes you go away and then the questions start popping up as the wheels are turning. So if you guys want to chat with Steve, you can contact him via email. You can contact him via Instagram. Um, if you know, you want to talk about shortcuts and you know, again, how we can help streamline that admin time for you, um, please reach out. Again, join us next week for the client retention. And if you have any questions, like I said, after the fact, go ahead and reach out to us. There's the phone number, or if you want to reach out to Steve, grab his email here. Cool. Thank you guys so much. Again, next week, Tuesday, the 20th, 9 a.m. Pacific. Steve, thanks so much for joining us this evening.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yep, meet you back next week. Thank you guys.
Thank you. Bye, guys. Bye.
Bye.